On September 28, 1963, the day after Kennedy dedicated the Flaming Gorge Dam project in Utah, JFK stopped in Whiskeytown, California, the last day of his 5-day tour of the country. This was the last of 5 Trinity River dams to be built, which completed a section of the California Water Project that brought water to the Central Valley, taming the Upper Sacramento.
On September 28, 1963, just 7 weeks and 6 days before his assassination in Dallas, Texas, President John F. Kennedy made his last official visit to California to dedicate the Bureau of Reclamation's Whiskeytown Dam. For 5 days, President Kennedy had been touring the western states, preaching to the nation the value of conservation. A crowd estimated at 10,000 had gathered early and waited patiently for the arrival of the first president to visit the Redding, California area in 13 years. Prior to the president's arrival, the helicopters which carried members of the press and others in the president's party had landed on the dam. There is a brief flurry of excitement as the president's helicopter nears its landing pad, and some of the presidential party has to scurry out of the way. Then the president's helicopter cautiously feels its way to the ground, testing the footing first with one wheel, then another, finally bringing all of its weight to rest on the surface of the dam. The door of the helicopter opens. And President Kennedy steps out to be met by the official welcoming committee. Lawrence Carr, the Master of Ceremonies, Robert Anderson, Chairman of the Redding Chamber of Commerce, and Robert J. Pafford, Jr., Sacramento Regional Director of the Bureau of Reclamation. They are joined by California's Governor Brown and Congressman Harold T. Johnson. Whiskeytown Dam and Lake provided a near-perfect setting for the president's conservation theme. Blended into surroundings of great natural beauty, the dam is part of a reclamation project that takes water that once wasted into the ocean and uses that water to irrigate farms, generate power, improve navigation, and increase the recreational opportunities of millions of Americans. After a word with Secretary of Interior Udall, the president shakes hands with local and national dignitaries on the stand. The crowd settles down. The president is seated and awaits his introduction by Congressman Johnson. Then the president steps up to the microphone.
Ladies and gentlemen, water should be used. Land west of the 100th parallel was never regarded as fertile. So some days after the Civil War, a few men began to come out here and made determinations of what could be done, and we've moved ahead, and this project is only the most recent. I'm proud of it. It was opposed for many years. Many people wondered whether it would ever pay for itself. The fact of the matter is, as a general rule, every time we bet on the future of this country, we win. I was there yesterday, the day before, at the Grand Coulee Dam. 10 years they fought for the Grand Coulee Dam. Finally, it was built. It will pay for itself in another 5 or 6 years. But more important than that, it has meant the development of that whole section of the high Northwest, the development of the atomic reactors, which have played such a significant part in maintaining the security of the United States. Every time we make a determination to set aside the seashore for the use of future generations, every time we build these great projects, we develop the water resources, we set aside recreational areas, we can be sure they're going to be used. 350 million Americans will live in this country of ours in the short space of less than 40 years, when now there are 180 million. What will they do? What kind of a country will they find? How much recreation will be possible for them? The Whiskeytown Reservoir is not the largest structure on the Trinity River, but its completion is significant because this is the last of the Trinity Project dams. When the Trinity Division completed and the upper reaches of the Sacramento now harnessed, Shasta County and its neighbors are assured of water and power. They can enjoy new chances for recreational use and new access to open space. And of great importance, the flow of two watersheds can now be regulated for the benefit of the farms and cities in the lower valley. For too long, this water ran unused to the sea. For too long, surplus water in one area was wasted, while there was a deficit nearby. Now, by diverting these waters to the eastern slope, we can irrigate crops on the fertile plains of the Sacramento Valley and supply water also for municipal and industrial use to the cities to the south. And while running their course, these waters will generate millions of kilowatt of energy and help expand the economy of the fastest growing state in the nation. In these ways, Whiskeytown Reservoir and the Trinity Division will add to our natural beauty and will show that man can improve on nature and make it possible for this state to continue to go. So I congratulate all of you. I wonder how many people realize in the eastern United States, where I come from, that what a great national asset we have. This is not just California. This is one country. 50 separate states, but one country. And people move very freely from east to west and west to east. It shows that what we are doing, we are a mobile, moving country. Our national assets belong to all of us. Children who are born in the east will grow up in the west, and the west will grow up in the east. And we will find, by concentrating our energies on our national resources, on conserving them, but not merely conserving and saving them, but by developing and improving them, the United States will be richer and stronger. We can fulfill our responsibilities to ourselves and those who depend upon us. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be associated with those who are contributing to this country, who are making it better, not merely right now, today, but who are looking to the long future of those who come after us. I congratulate you on what you've done. Thank you.
Following his speech, the president leaves the stand. Then, to the delight of the crowd and the consternation of the Secret Service men assigned to guard him, President Kennedy walks up and down the narrow walkway that separates the crowd from the drop-off to the lake, offering his hand, his smile, his good humor to all who will accept them. Finally, he makes his way back to the dam. He pauses briefly for a few goodbyes. Then he climbs back into the helicopter. 30 minutes earlier, President Kennedy had arrived at Whiskeytown Dam to speak to a few friends and 10,000 strangers. As his helicopter lifted off Whiskeytown Dam, climbed over Whiskeytown Lake, and carried him away from California forever, he left behind him only a very few strangers and thousands of new friends.